The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippines and Vietnam have vowed to expand their agricultural ties beyond just trading rice. President Bongbong Marcos met with Vietnamese Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh on the sidelines of the 42nd ASEAN Summit in Indonesia. Aside from agriculture, the two leaders also agreed to strengthen their cooperation in trade and investments, tourism, as well as defense and security. Marcos Jr. also acknowledged that the relationship between Manila and Hanoi has improved with the help of the private sector. And President Marcos could bring up with Timor-Leste's Prime Minister the request for asylum of suspended Congressman Arnie Teves. Marcos and Timor-Leste's PM Taur Matan Ruak are set to meet on the sidelines of the 42nd ASEAN Summit in Indonesia. But while Teves's denied request might be touched on, House Speaker Martin Romualdez does not believe that Marcos will ask for Teves to be handed over. Congressman Teves has not yet returned to the Philippines since his medical trip to the United States in February. He is said to be in Timor-Leste after trips to Cambodia and South Korea.
I don't think the President Marcos would make any insistence. I wouldn't be surprised if he not just acknowledge and thank the Timor-Leste leader on the actions taken by his government because it is the right course of action. But President Marcos is one who is very respectful of protocols and processes, and due process, for instance. He doesn't want to preempt.
In other news, the family of slain Governor Roel Degamo has been accused of being warlords by a former staff member. In a Senate hearing, Real Rose Antoinette Torres alleged that the Degamos were behind the shooting of her house on April 21. She claims that the family ordered it as she is privy to their secrets. However, Mayor Janice Degamo belied these claims, noting that she personally called the cops when Torres's house was attacked. The Negros Oriental Police is investigating the incident.
Yung unexplained wealth, we have to go through the necessary investigation and we are open naman to any form of investigation. Second, yung strapping, that's far from me. That's not me. Otherwise, hindi ako pupunta dito sa Senado at magbarila na lang tayo doon sa Negros.
We have more stories for you after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Philippine economy expanded in the first quarter of 2023, albeit at a slower pace of 6.4%. This is slower than the 7.1% growth in the previous quarter and likewise slower than the 8% growth from the same period last year. It is also the slowest growth rate in 7 quarters, but still well within the government's target range of 6 to 7% growth for the year. The Philippine Statistics Authority said that main contributors to GDP in the first 3 months of the year include wholesale and retail trade, repairs, and other services. And despite the slower expansion, NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan says the Philippines is returning to its high growth trajectory.
While this quarter's growth figure is lower than the 8.0% year-on-year growth rate recorded in the first quarter of 2022, we need to exercise caution in interpreting this as a slowdown since the previous year's growth came from a low base. Rather, the economy is normalizing its previous trend. The better-than-expected first quarter performance this year implies that we are returning to our high growth trajectory despite the various challenges and the headwinds we have faced.
And Meralco customers will see a hike in their electricity bills this month of May. The power distributor announced that generation charges have increased to 11 pesos and 49 centavos per kilowatt hour from 11 pesos and 31 centavos. This is equivalent to a 35 peso increase in the monthly bills of households consuming 200 kilowatt hours per month. Meralco attributes the increase in generation charges to higher spot market rates and more expensive supply agreements. And it's not just power. Onion prices have gone up again by as much as 80 pesos a kilo in some wet markets. From just 100 pesos, red onions are now going for 150 to 180 pesos a kilo, according to the Agriculture Department. This is supposedly because of the tight supply in Nueva Ecija, which is the metro's main source of the product. The Bureau of Plant Industry, or BAI, assures that the country has enough supply of red onions until November. The Agriculture Department says it plans to import onions to augment supply for the rest of the year.
Bilang augmentation po ay kailangan po tayo mag-angkat. So yung pag-angkat natin will happen on lean season para hindi po naman maapektuhan ang ani ng ating mga magsasaka.
One News Now will be back at 5:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.